Before Monday Night Raw went live, the evening began with the latest main event tapings, featuring several wrestlers who were still waiting to discover which brand they would call home. In the opening match, Sin Cara joined forces with Lince Dorado and Gentleman Jack Gallagher to face Primo, Epico, and Curt Hawkins. Sin Cara secured the winning fall, giving himself, Lince Dorado and Jack Gallagher an important victory. Naomi then faced Liv Morgan in singles competition. Liv attempted to make an impact after losing earlier in the draft period, but Naomi's experience and athleticism gave her the advantage. Naomi defeated Liv Morgan and strengthened her case for a place on one of WWE's main rosters. In the main event, Ty Dillinger and Apollo Crews faced Drew Gulak and Oriya Daivari. Dillinger and Crews worked well together, combining Ty's determination with Apollo's explosive athletic ability. They defeated Gulak and Daivari, ending the main event tapings with an impressive victory. However, several incidents had already taken place backstage before Raw began. Bayley was heard loudly dismissing the match she had been assigned for the evening. Her complaints were made in front of other wrestlers and damaged the mood inside the locker room. Management decided to record the incident and move on without confronting Bayley immediately, although her behavior would be monitored moving forward. The Brian Kendrick had also been causing problems. Reports reached the office that Kendrick had spent the previous evening openly complaining about his booking in a hotel bar. Several members of the roster had heard his comments. Instead of punishing him, management invited Kendrick to share his ideas. Kendrick appreciated being consulted, and the conversation helped improve both his morale and momentum. There was also a travel problem involving Tom Phillips. The airline lost his luggage, including the equipment he needed for the show. Phillips was forced to borrow suitable items from others backstage while preparations continued. With the main event tapings complete and the backstage incidents handled, it was finally time for Monday Night Raw. The first live announcement of the night would become one of the most emotional moments of the entire draft. Daniel Bryan was officially introduced as the newest member of the Raw roster. For months, questions had surrounded his future. A serious neck injury had placed his wrestling career in doubt, and many believed he might never be able to compete again. He confirmed that he had been medically cleared. Daniel Bryan was not coming to Raw as a manager, commentator, or authority figure, but he was joining Monday Night Raw as an active wrestler. The reaction inside the arena was enormous. Bryan raised his arms and began leading the crowd in a deafening chant. Yes! 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 The Yes movement had officially returned. Bryan promised that his injury would not be the final chapter of his career. He was coming back to face the best wrestlers on Raw and fight for the biggest championships on the brand. After Daniel Bryan's emotional return, Raw's women's division took center stage. Asuka and Kairi Sane made their official Raw debuts together. The two women revealed that they would compete as a new tag team known as the Kabuki Warriors. Their first opponents were the still undrafted Liv Morgan and Tamina. Liv attempted to use her unpredictability, while Tamina provided the team with power. Asuka and Kairi controlled much of the contest and secured an impressive victory in their first match together. Following the match, another draft graphic appeared on the screen. Erick Rowan had officially been drafted to Raw. The announcement was important for more than just the roster. Rowan was now on the same brand as Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper, the men he had once stood beside as part of the Wyatt family. Moments later, Bray Wyatt made his way to the ring. Bray spoke directly to Rowan and Harper. He reminded them of their shared history and asked his former family members to come home. Before Bray could continue, Randy Orton interrupted. Orton had his own complicated history with Wyatt and refused to allow Bray to control the moment. The two former rivals exchanged words inside the ring. By the end of the confrontation, they had agreed to settle their differences later that night. Randy Orton against Bray Wyatt was confirmed as the Raw main event. The next match saw Neville face Kofi Kingston. Both men wanted to build early momentum after joining the Raw roster. It was a competitive contest, but Neville eventually found the opening he needed. Neville defeated Kofi Kingston and picked up an important singles victory. Kofi had performed well, but he was clearly frustrated by the result. General Manager Christian appeared to announce two huge selections for the blue brand. SmackDown had drafted Goldberg. The arrival of Goldberg gave SmackDown one of the most dominant and recognizable wrestlers in the entire company. A hype video then revealed the brand's next selection. Drew McIntyre was coming to SmackDown. McIntyre brought power, aggression, and the potential to become one of the brand's leading main event wrestlers. Back on Raw, Jeff Hardy faced Bobby Fish in singles competition. After a competitive match, Jeff Hardy secured the victory. However, his celebration did not last long. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly entered the ring and joined Bobby Fish in attacking Hardy. Before they could cause further damage, the arena changed. Kane and The Undertaker made their way towards the ring. The Undisputed Era retreated before Kane and Undertaker could reach them. The Brothers of Destruction entered the ring and stood beside Jeff Hardy. Raw's commentary team of Corey Graves, Mick Foley, and Mauro Ranallo then announced a change to the draft format. The process would now move much faster. Raw and SmackDown would each select 3 wrestlers per round, with the groups revealed through draft graphics. The first Raw graphic announced Goldust, Chad Gable, and the Brian Kendrick. SmackDown responded by selecting the Good Brothers, Aleister Black and Bayley. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows joined the blue brand together as the Good Brothers. Raw's next selections were Natalya, Liv Morgan, and the returning Evan Bourne. SmackDown then drafted Rob Van Dam, Cody Rhodes, and Roderick Strong. The action continued as Elias faced the still undrafted Jack Swagger. After a competitive match, Elias picked up the victory. Another pair of draft graphics followed. Raw selected Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler, and Cedric Alexander. SmackDown responded with Xavier Woods, Naomi, and Jinder Mahal. Samoa Joe then faced newly drafted Raw wrestler Chad Gable. Gable remained competitive and refused to give up easily, but Samoa Joe ultimately proved too dangerous. Joe defeated Chad Gable and continued establishing himself as one of Raw's most serious threats. The draft resumed after the match. Raw selected Tyler Breeze, John Morrison, and Eva Marie. SmackDown answered with Nia Jax, Kurt Angle, and Austin Aries. The next match was a small preview of the growing rivalry between Raw and SmackDown. Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss teamed with Emma against SmackDown's Bayley and Naomi. After a competitive tag team contest, Alexa Bliss and Emma secured the victory. The next draft graphics revealed that Raw had selected Frankie Monet, Ty Dillinger, and Big Show. SmackDown responded by drafting Matt Hardy, Apollo Crews, and Christopher Daniels. One of the most personal moments of the night followed when Raw Tag Team Champion Cesaro faced Rey Mysterio. Rey used his speed to create problems for the larger champion, but Cruiserweight Champion Enzo Amore eventually appeared and distracted him. The distraction allowed Cesaro to take control and secure the victory. Rey and Enzo began fighting after the match. Enzo took advantage, grabbed the Cruiserweight Championship, and struck Rey with the title. Mysterio was left unconscious on the mat. Enzo placed one foot on Rey's chest and raised the championship above his head. The final draft graphics shown on Raw were then revealed. Raw selected Lacey Evans, TJP, and Kalisto. SmackDown drafted Aiden English, Paige, and Cassius Ohno. The remaining undrafted wrestlers would discover their futures when the WWE Draft concluded on SmackDown. It was then time for the Raw main event. Randy Orton faced Bray Wyatt. Unlike some of Bray's past victories, there was no outside interference and no controversial finish. Bray Wyatt defeated Randy Orton fairly in the center of the ring. However, the biggest moment came after the match. Luke Harper and Erick Rowan appeared on the entrance stage. Rowan was holding his old Wyatt family sheep mask. Bray looked towards Harper and Rowan before dropping to his knees. Wyatt began laughing as Raw went off the air. But the images left the entire WWE universe asking the same question. Was the Wyatt family being rebuilt? After the show, several backstage developments were reported. The tension between Emma and Bayley escalated after their tag team match. Management recorded the incident but chose not to take further action for now. Jeff Hardy also questioned how his program with Bobby Fish had been handled. Management responded by arranging an opportunity for Jeff to gain revenge the following week. Kofi Kingston also took his defeat to Neville personally. His frustration continued after the match, suggesting that the situation between them may not be over. Daniel Bryan had returned to active competition. The Kabuki Warriors had arrived. Undisputed Era had created powerful new enemies. Enzo Amore had left Rey Mysterio unconscious. And as Bray Wyatt laughed beneath the sight of Harper and Rowan, Monday Night Raw ended with the possible return of one of WWE's most dangerous families.